Alright, hello everyone. This is the Jason and Luc show, episode 1. Here we are about an hour away from kickoff of the World Cup final. Of course, an amazing tournament we've had so far. But we're going to go ahead and analyze the two teams, see who's gotten through, and who we think's going to win. So, Luc, let's get underway.
Well, two great sides, two great teams. They're both extremely composed, extremely composed. We saw yesterday both teams arrive into the area. Both teams currently at their hotels, waiting to arrive at the stadion. Warm-ups will begin soon. Lineups will drop soon. Everything's gonna happen soon. But what we're mainly looking at in this game is who's gonna win the World Cup. We saw watching both semifinals. We can both say that both teams are very good. Of course, Portugal lost that on that semifinal against Colombia. However, due to Colombia sneaking players into their roster, they were sadly disqualified from the tournament. But we saw Croatia last week win third. And we're going to be seeing either Portugal or Mexico tonight win first. So, world rankings, of course, top three: Croatia, Mexico, and Portugal. Of course, Portugal being the favorites to win this World Cup, as Uruguay were knocked out. But one thing that Portugal are going to need to worry about are those Mexico counterattacks, and one thing that Mexico's going to need to worry about is Fahad up in that Portugal attack. Oh, Fahad is not available.
Fahad is not coming to the game, and anyways, he cannot play as he was actually banned from RF25 server, which RF Fan League rules state if a player is banned from there, they cannot play in any matches until unbanned. So
that's huge. That is a major loss for Portugal. So Portugal, they're going to have to figure out not only their goalkeeping issue, but also on their striker issue.
And Malfini's not there either.
And with no Malfini, they're gonna have to find somebody. If only they had.
Do you know what
Luch.
the reports are?
What?
Abian, up top.
Abian.
Those are the reports.
If Abian is starting up top, I'm sorry, but Mexico Mexico will win this game. But however, I'm gonna go with a simple 3-2 to Portugal here. I think that Portugal are gonna win it in extra time.
I don't know about that one. My prediction's 4-0 to Mexico. Honestly, with no
4-0.
They have no attack, and Mexico with their counterattacks, and Gamer is actually expected to start at center back due to them not having center backs either. Overall, they're playing their B team in the World Cup final. It's crazy.
This is definitely a game over you would need the academy kid Luch as he's the first. Not only one is he the first ever player to score a hat trick against Crystal Palace, but he's also the first player to score, or he's one of the first players to score a hat trick for Palace.
Well,
so
also reports are saying that 3 of the Portugal players will be retiring after the World Cup. Fahad, Bram, and Streetist will all 3 be retiring right after the World Cup.
That'll be huge. That's a huge loss for not only Crystal Palace but also for Portugal as well too. Yeah. One thing that we are expecting tonight from Mexico is those counterattacks. Mexico counterattacks have been deadly throughout the tournament. We saw it in the quarterfinals with USA. We saw it in the semifinals with Croatia. We've seen it in the group stages. Mexico is a dangerous team on the counter, and you do not want to get onto a counter, or you do not want to let them counter. I think that what Portugal are going to do tonight is they're going to put a 3 back in the defense with a 1 midfielder and 2 up top.
Yeah, I honestly think that too.
And I think that what Mexico are going to do is they're going to play a 3-3. They're going to play 3 defenders and 3 attackers. That's clearly been working, but they're also going to throw in a little bit of haram ball as well too after they score, as we've seen them do within the last few matches. Is they'll throw in a little bit of haram ball, and then in the second half they'll go out all attacking.
Yeah, I completely agree, but the overall you can't really tell because these two teams are completely unpredictable.
Yeah, unpredictable. I think that what's going to happen is Mexico are going to go up 2-0, and then 70th minute Portugal start a comeback, and they come back to make it 2-2. They go to extra time. They win it in the second half of extra time. I'm going to go for a 115th minute winner from Abian.
Wow. Okay. So, a bit away from the match predictions, on screen I'm going to be pulling up an image of the new stadium, which has newly just been renovated by JAL Studios and XQ Global, combining their forces to upgrade it, and also the World Cup where the trophy lift will happen, which will also be pulled up on screen. And a few updates to the CCL map have been happening. For example, the JAL Studios offices, which we are in currently, has been renovated, and many other things have happened. So, besides just the World Cup, there have been a lot of things happening in CCL overall. So, I honestly think personally that after the World Cup, Palace is gonna fall apart. With
Oh,
these
100%.
losses, they are rumoring to sign me actually, and also VMP might rejoin
And
the
me,
club,
and me,
and
and
you,
me as well.
yeah. So they're gonna be making signings, but when you look at the squad, it's not there. It's
Yeah.
not the same Palace. Even with their
I
new signings, it will never be the same Palace.
yeah. Unless you put Luch up top and he goes and scores 3, but
All right.
yeah.
And yeah, looking at the top scorer list, the top scorer is actually tied with Extradinho and Ethan. So if Extradinho's already won it, but if
Yeah.
Extradinho can get another goal, then he will secure his place entirely. I actually most likely have top assister unless FS Okis, a Mexico player, can get 5 assists in
I
the
don't see that
final.
happening.
I doubt that
I don't see
happening.
that. Yeah.
Some boy will most likely be getting goalkeeper of the tournament as he has 15
Yep.
saves and 1 clean sheet, unless somehow Reinalx can make more than 5 saves and keep a clean sheet, which I don't see
I
happening.
I think that no matter what, some boy will win it because
Yeah.
just looking at the performances that he's made for Croatia over the tournament, you've seen what he did in that match against Morocco. I think that match single handedly would have won
Yeah.
him goalkeeper of the tournament no matter what.
Yeah. And also Puskas, there have actually been barely any
Well,
submissions so far.
we had the one in the what's it called?
I'm pretty
What
sure
was
it's a
it? I forgot.
Mexico-Croatia game if I'm not wrong.
No. It was one that I showed you of when he faked out his 2
Oh
defenders and he
yeah,
went
yeah,
and
yeah. That was in the Colombia
yeah,
versus Portugal match.
yep,
Yeah.
yep, yeah,
Yeah.
that'll most likely be winning you your goal of the tournament. Midham, right? Or no, Preston, I believe.
Preston Tuber, yes, Preston Tuber. That
Yep,
was an
yep,
amazing goal.
yeah, amazing goal. It was a banger too. So that'll most likely win you your goal of the tournament. But overall, the tournament has been underwhelming. You could say
Yeah. The
definitely an
expectations were
underwhelming.
way higher than
Yep.
what has happened
Uh,
overall. There have
Yep.
not been that many insanely close games, and the games that
Yep.
have been close have been found to have controversies like penalty
Yep.
shootouts not being allowed, unsigned players, rigging
Yep.
matches, rigged refs, etc. We will
Yeah.
be trying our best to make season 4 better, but nothing can be guaranteed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
overall, we
Nothing can be
just
guaranteed with
yeah.
that. But you do need to say though, in the knockout stages of this World Cup have been very good. The knockout stages
Oh
have
yeah,
definitely met expectations. The group stages did not meet the drama on the weak section, but between the quarterfinals in the semifinals, those were action filled, drama filled, and it worked out perfectly. Exactly on what we expected. If this game goes to penalties, I guarantee you that there will be definitely a huge upset.
yeah.
If this game goes to penalties,
And in other news, after season 3 ends, which is in about an hour time of recording, there will actually be the FA Cup semi-finals. Crystal Palace will be facing Arsenal literally 2 hours after their final, and Manchester City will be facing Manchester United. And actually, surprisingly, Manchester United, who is Mexico, will be playing pretty much right after the final.
yep.
So
Due to ownership restrictions, the referee of the World Cup final will not be able to ref the Man City game
yeah.
due to heavily restricted game areas. But
hmm But
but
yeah,
there was
so
also a ref change as well too. The main ref being changed from Jacob Jason to Lusikson last minute.
yeah.
Huge change.
And also, I would like to announce that we are me CCL and L-Star Airlines have been working constantly together, and I really want to thank them. But there are reports that CCL is looking for a new sponsor, not in the game developing software, but instead in kits and GFXs, and also a secret for season 6, which only if you're watching this video you will hear. Hopefully no one spoils it. But season 6, which I will actually be retiring slightly before then, but I will make sure that season 6 does go as planned. Season 6 will be custom teams. Every team will be custom, and every team will be a brand new team never heard before in the world. Just like RFL. Which is why we are getting a new sponsorship to try to create all of those logos in time.
Perfect. Well, it appears that we're running out of time on the show.
Yeah.
As the CCL Go Lasto show in just a few moments will be put on. So we would like to thank you for tuning in to our show tonight, and
All right.
see you later
See
at the
you.
World Cup final.